Accurately grasping the battlefield situation has always been the commander's biggest headache, and commanding in a muddle often means failure. Observation balloons were used as early as the French Revolution more than 200 years ago, and their use expanded further during the American Civil War in the 1860s. Observation balloons were one of the most intuitive and easy-to-master battlefield observation devices before the advent of reconnaissance aircraft and satellite technology. Its history peaked during World War I. Early observation balloons were spherical and could be either hot air balloons or balloons filled with light gas. However, these types of balloons had a problem: they had poor wind resistance and could swing violently or even rotate under the influence of wind, putting the observation personnel in the basket in danger. The Germans solved this problem by inventing the Kite balloon in 1893. This new type of balloon had an elongated elliptical shape, with passages at both ends of the main body allowing air to flow through, preventing the balloon from being blown around. The tail of the balloon was curved, and fixed stabilizing fins were installed at the rear of the main body to further stabilize its posture. After ascending, the front of the main body would rise 30°–40°, utilizing the aerodynamic properties of air to increase lift. Subsequently produced balloons replaced the stabilizing fins with an airbag structure that did not contain light gas, but rather was inflated by high-altitude winds to serve its purpose. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, kite balloons were indeed low-cost and high-efficiency observation balloons. However, when they played an important role, they were also giant targets flying in the sky. In terms of actual combat, the Germans were ahead of the world. Kite balloons would typically ascend to altitudes of 1,000–2,000 meters and could withstand wind speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour. Ground forces and anti-aircraft units would be deployed near the balloon mooring site to protect the balloon, and later they also received protection from fighter aircraft. The Germans equipped observers with parachutes, allowing them to bail out in case of accidents. The balloon's mooring rope could be wound in and out by a motor-driven winch, enabling the balloon to be quickly retracted in the event of an attack. The use of kite balloons was quite successful. The Germans successfully used them on the battlefield at the outbreak of World War I. Observers in the basket would be equipped with binoculars, radio equipment, cameras, and other gear. Because of the balloon's unique shape, the French called it the sausage. France was one of the earliest countries to replicate and use kite balloons, and even provided some to the British Army. Afterward, observation balloons were widely used on the battlefield, and while the balloons used by various countries differed in size, the basic structure remained that of the kite balloon. With the advancement of aviation and anti-aircraft technology, the survival of observation balloons faced serious challenges, and even the Germans believed that the reasonable lifespan of a kite balloon was only 15 days. Attacking the balloon was not easy either. According to the British military's combat experience, fighter pilots first had to carefully avoid anti-aircraft fire, then target the balloon at a relatively high altitude and quickly dive and strafe in order to destroy it before it could be retracted. If the balloon had already been retracted to a height of less than 300 meters, it was best to abandon the attack, as attacking at this altitude was extremely dangerous, and ground forces rifles and machine guns could be used to strike the attacking aircraft, instantly increasing the density of anti-aircraft fire. With the advancement of reconnaissance aircraft technology, this dangerous equipment gradually lost its original value, but it did not completely disappear. Some were converted into anti-aircraft equipment hung with steel cables, while others were used by the Navy to observe submarines, and they played a role during World War II.